Jiang Xinqi was a recommended admission student for the school beauty. He wanted to drop out and retake the college entrance exam, but I stopped him. When the school beauty repeated a grade, she fell in love with a punk and suffered an accident resulting in both her death and that of the baby. After Jiang Xinqi achieved great success, on the night of our wedding, he threw me to a group of punks. I stayed with you for this day. You should have tasted long ago the suffering Ying went through. But he didn't know that I was carrying his child. I died with a wrongful grievance. And when I woke up, Jiang Xinqi said he wanted to drop out of school. 01 Xiaoya. I thought it over, and I've decided to drop out after all. When I woke up, Jiang Xinqi was holding my hand. I remembered my past life. When he threw me to a group of punks, the hand he had touched me with felt like a venomous snake slithering across it. I pulled my hand back and said, "Do whatever you want." Jiang Xinqi suddenly panicked. "Mengyu, you can't be this unreasonable. Ever since Ying was little, I've been with her for everything she's done. If I make her repeat a grade by herself, she'll be scared. Oh, my paper thin. What's so scary about repeating a grade?" I couldn't be bothered to argue with Jiang Xinqi, so I brushed him off. "If you've already made up your mind, then go ahead and do it. No need to discuss it with me. Lu Yu, I'm trying to discuss this with you properly. What's with that attitude? Is this guy insane? In my previous life, I cried and begged him not to drop out. He blames me. Now, I don't care anymore. He still isn't satisfied. What do you want me to do then?" Jiang Xinqi took my hand again, his gaze burning intensely as he looked at me. "Xiaoya, let's drop out together." 02, no way. Man, you're lovesick, and you want to drag me down with you, too. I looked serious and told him, I'm not going to drop out. Jiang Xinqi is a guaranteed admission in order to attend the same university as him throughout all of senior year. I didn't relax for even a single day. He doesn't even get 3 hours of sleep a day. He barely got admitted by a hair. And now you want me to drop out. Keep dreaming. Lu Yu, didn't you say you liked me? Is your like just that cheap? Jiang Xinqi glared at me. If you won't drop out with me, then we break up. If this had been the old me, I definitely would have cried and begged him. But now, I wished more than anything that he could stay as far away from me as possible. I nodded and said, "Okay, let's break up." 03. I directly blocked Jiang Xinqi. He didn't come looking for me either. That's true. Every time we argued before, I was always the one to back down. So he had long since grown arrogant and unafraid. Half a month passed, and I still hadn't contacted him. Every day I ate, went to class, and studied in the library. In my previous life, I was so devoted to love that I failed too many courses and never even got my diploma. Jiang Xinqi also saw this clearly. He told me not to study anymore and said he would take care of me, and I actually believed his nonsense. I worked myself to the bone for him at home. I finally made it to marriage and even lost my life in the process. If I get a second chance, I have to rely on myself. Even the teacher could see the change in me. Ask me, not circling around that guaranteed admission student every day anymore. I shook my head. Men only affect how fast I draw my sword. No. How fast I make it ashore. The teacher patted my shoulder and smiled in relief. Just as long as you've thought it through. Turning around, it was Jiang Xinqi looking at me. A cold smile formed at the corners of his lips. Deliberately looking at me, he said to the counselor, "Teacher, I want to withdraw from school." What? The office was in chaos, and I closed the door, stepping completely out of his world. 04. I returned to the dorm. My roommate asked me to go out for dinner, an expensive French restaurant. I joked, "Did you strike it rich overnight?" She smiled, but said nothing, saying, "Come with me to a place." She said she wanted to give me a surprise. It's indeed quite surprising. Pushing the door open, Jiang Xinqi stood in the center of the crowd, while his childhood sweetheart Ying helped him put on the birthday boy hat. "Xiaoya, I know you really like Jiang, the campus heartthrob. You're just too proud to admit it. Today, on his birthday, go ahead and apologize to him properly. Hurry up and go." With one push of her hand, she shoved me out. I couldn't steady myself and knocked over the champagne tower stacked together. Dozens of glasses shattering on the floor at once as everyone turned to look. Seeing me, Jiang Xingqi gave a cold smile. A trace of smugness flashed in his eyes. Hu Yingying gave an awkward smile. Sister Xiaoya, what brings you here? Who sent you here? Jiang Xingqi spoke with a distant tone. If I remember correctly, we've already broken up. No one here welcomes you. Oh, I turned around and walked away. Wrong way. Sorry. Stop right there. Jiang Xingqi strode over and grabbed my hand. How long are you going to keep playing this game of playing hard to get before you get tired of it? I laughed. Bro, aren't you being a bit too narcissistic? If I'm not mistaken, you should have already dropped out of school. Right. You're a high school student accusing me, a college student, of playing hard to get. Where do you get the confidence? Hu Yingying replied without hesitation. Sister Xiaoya, how can you say that? What's wrong with being a high school student? Brother Xingqi is a guaranteed admission student. Even if he drops out, he'll definitely get back in with the top score. I clapped my hands expressionlessly. How impressive. Wishing you success. My words were like a stone thrown into a pond, stirring up ripples. Brother Jiang, are you dropping out? Is what she said true? You need to think this through carefully. Only then did I understand. After all that fuss, Jiang Xingqi hasn't dropped out yet. How strange. In my previous life, no matter how hard I tried to stop him, he insisted on dropping out. In the end, I had to secretly call his mother to prevent it. I didn't interfere at all in this life. So, why hasn't he made a move yet? Could it be? A thought struck me, and I understood. It seems he doesn't love his childhood sweetheart as much as he pretends to. That's right. He's not an idiot. Future and women, which is more important, he should be able to figure it out. But the more I think about it, the angrier I become. Why in my past life did Jiang Xingqi blame everything on me, causing me to die wrongfully? Even without me, he still wouldn't have dropped out of school. He simply couldn't accept his own selfishness and cowardice. Just made me take the blame, becoming his venting target. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Not quitting school. Well, I'll make sure you don't get what you want. 05, I changed my mind. I'm not leaving. I plopped down onto the sofa. Looks like you don't care about her that much. Didn't you say you'd drop out for her? Why haven't you done it yet? Hu Yingying grabbed his sleeve. Tears welled up in her eyes. Brother Xingqi, do you think I didn't get in? That I've embarrassed you, and you don't want me anymore? Jiang Xingqi panicked. He grabbed her hand. Yingying, don't listen to that ugly monster's nonsense. She's just deliberately trying to drive a wedge between us. Is that so? Then, when do you plan to drop out? Hu Yingying looked at him with great anticipation. Jiang Xingqi faltered and hemmed and hawed. The classmates were also trying to persuade him. Brother Jiang, you should think it through carefully. Yeah, the college entrance exam is brutal now. You're already guaranteed admission. You may not know this, but it's not that easy to get in. Yingying was unhappy. Are you looking down on Brother Xingqi? That's not what I meant. Yingying looked at him with admiration. Brother Xingqi, I believe in you. No matter where you are, you'll always shine. Jiang Xingqi was so flattered by her praise that he felt light as air. I sneered coldly. So, Jiang Xingqi, who can shine anywhere, have you thought about when to drop out? The door was kicked open. A few tattooed tough guys walked in. Hu Yingying, we finally found you. You thought if you didn't answer your phone, we wouldn't be able to find you. Oh, us. So much money, and you still have the mood to be at a gathering. Pay up. Otherwise, no one is getting out of here today. Hu Yingying shrank into Jiang Xingqi's arms, tears hanging at the corners of her eyes. Brother Xingqi, I'm scared. Jiang Xingqi shielded her behind him. Yingying, don't be afraid. I won't let anyone hurt you. What do you want with her? Can't you just talk properly? Jiang Xingqi hadn't even finished speaking when he was punched to the ground. His nose started bleeding. At the sight of blood, everyone started running out. My roommate also grabbed me and ran outside. I looked back and saw Hu Yingying pinned down on the sofa by them. Jiang Xingqi, lying on the floor, picked up the ashtray from the table. What are you looking at? Are you still planning to help him? How stupid can you be? My roommate dragged me along faster and faster as we ran. and I don't know what happened after that. Anyway, Jiang Xing-chi no longer had to withdraw from school on his own. Because of the fight, he left his older brother in a vegetative state. He was about to be expelled from school. The once high-spirited boy seemed to age overnight. Every teacher who mentioned him would let out a sigh. And it was at this very moment that I received a call from his mother. Xiaoya, what exactly happened? Xing-chi has such a good personality. So how could he get into a fight with someone? 06, I told Annie. Auntie, I don't know. How could you not know? Aren't you his girlfriend? Yes. Is this how you take care of Shang-Chi? I almost forgot. Jiang, Shang-Chi's mother. My mother-in-law in my previous life. She's a total son lover, believing her son is always right and that no one is good enough for him. In my previous life, I'd taken plenty of her anger, but that was all in the past. Now that I didn't even want my son anymore. Why should I put up with my mother-in-law? Aren't you his mother? How could you not even know your son was in a fight? This is the first time I've stood up to Jiang Xingqi's mother. She was so angry with you that she couldn't get a single word out for a long time. I told her, I broke up with your son a long time ago. Instead of wasting your time calling me, you should ask your goddaughter. Hu Yingying is the goddaughter of Jiang Xingqi's mother. Jiang Xingqi's mother didn't like me back then. The most frequently said phrase is, if Yingying was still alive, I would never have let Shang-Chi be with you. You're not even worth one of Yingying's fingernails. Then let's see just how far this fingernail can go for Jiang Shang-Chi soon. Jiang Shang-Chi came to find me. Did you go tattling to my mom? Lu Yu, how could you be so despicable? I couldn't be bothered to deal with him and kept walking forward. He grabbed my hand. I'm talking to you. Didn't you hear me? I grabbed his hand, lifted, yanked, and threw him down. He was thrown to the ground by me. His mouth was left agape in shock. If you don't want to get beaten up, stay away from me. I clapped my hands and stood up, seeing his pained expression. You're so good at fighting. Why didn't you help me that night? I smiled. Who do you think you are? Why should I help you? Jiang Xingqi looked very dejected and said, Xiaoya, you've changed. I don't think I know you anymore. I couldn't be bothered to pay him any attention. I strode away without looking back. The next day, I received another call from Jiang Xingqi's mother. Her attitude was very good this time. I was a little surprised. Xiaoya, I've sorted everything out. I'm really sorry. I wrongly blamed you. A weasel paying a New Year's call to a chicken up to no good. I raised an eyebrow and said, if you have something to say, just say it. Then I'll be direct. She cleared her throat and said, Xiaoya, on Xingqi's birthday night, did you go there, too? So what? Then look, could you go tell the police that you were the one who hit him and take the hit for Xingqi, so he won't be expelled? Just listen to that. Is that even human language? Xiaoya, don't worry. Auntie definitely won't treat you unfairly. Don't you like Xingqi? As long as you take the blame for him this time. Auntie will immediately arrange an engagement for the two of you. From now on, you'll be part of the Jiang family. Auntie definitely won't look down on your education. Think about it. You were never as good at studying as Xingqi to begin with, so it's better for him to keep studying. He has a brighter future that way. You're a girl, so what's the use of being so good at school? In the future, you can just stay home, take care of the husband and children, and let Xingqi work hard outside to make money for you to spend. What do you say? Not a single thing I like hearing. You hit every one of my landmines with precision. I smiled and said, sure. Oh my. On the other end, she was grinning from ear to ear. Xiaoya, Auntie knew she wasn't mistaken about you. I was grinning from ear to ear. 2. Send me 5 million first, and let's see your strength. Jiang Xingqi's mom froze. Xiaoya, what are you talking about? You don't even have 5 million, and you still want to keep me. Go your mother. I gave her a sharp scolding. Before she could start scolding me, I hung up the phone. Raise me. How ridiculous. In my previous life, I paid for all my prenatal checkups myself. Trying to get money out of Jiang Xingqi's pocket was harder than reaching the sky. Not to mention, I had a mother-in-law who was this stingy. Relying on others is not as good as relying on oneself. I just don't believe that I can't learn better than Jiang Xingqi 07. Jiang Xingqi was soon fired. He also had to pay a large sum of money to the tattooed big brother. I thought he would fall into despair after that. Unexpectedly, he was very open-minded about it and even held a grand farewell banquet. He even specially sent me an invitation. Free meals are the kind of thing I can't miss out on. At the dinner table, Jiang Xingqi held Ying and told us, Ying and I are going to repeat the year. The classmates all wished them well, saying some polite words. Go for it, Brother Jiang. We'll wait for you to come back. See you next year, Brother Jiang. You definitely have no problem. Maybe next time you come back, you'll be the top scorer in the province. Yeah, Brother Jiang. Don't forget about us when the time comes. Jiang Xingqi's expression was indifferent, and he deliberately looked at me, saying, We probably won't meet again in the future. Ying and I are aiming for Tsinghua and Peking University. I couldn't help laughing. Jiang Xingqi's expression changed. Lu Yu, what are you laughing at? Being young is great. You can sleep anywhere. What do you mean? A roommate thoughtfully added. She said you were talking in your sleep. You, the classmates, tried to persuade him. Brother Jiang, don't bother with her. Exactly, just a bad student who slipped in on the margins. She doesn't know anything. Brother Jiang, we respect you. You'll definitely get in. Anyone with a dream is remarkable. I picked up a piece of pork rib and ate it with great relish. My roommate couldn't stand it and spoke up for me. Xiaoye got in by the skin of her teeth. So, what about her? She can't even get in at all, and yet she's still talking big. Gu Yingying's eyes turned red again. I know I'm not good at studying. Brother Shinji, I've embarrassed you. Jiang Shinji shot us a glare. He took her hand and said, It's okay. With me here, you'll definitely make it. Really, let's wait and see. 08, new semester without Jiang Shinji. I'm working even harder every day. Besides studying, I was studying. I took part in competitions everywhere, and whenever there was a chance, I would do everything I could to seize it. And Jiang Shinji also went to a repeat year school. His mother told everyone she met. My son thought his previous school wasn't good enough. So, now he's going to repeat a year and get into Tsinghua or Peking University. This immediately drew everyone from the TV station over. A recommended student dropped out and repeated a year, aiming for Tsinghua and Peking University. What a huge headline. Jiang Shinji went straight onto the trending list. Along with that, my privacy was dug up, too. They said I was Jiang Shinji's obsessive pursuer. I starved and went without sleep for him, and after finally managing to get into a school, Jiang Shinji ended up dropping out. Netizens have way too much free time. Everyone guessed that he chose to drop out just to avoid me. I was also repeatedly posted about on the school forum. Onlookers were all criticizing me. My roommate couldn't stand it anymore and wanted to help me respond. I said there was no need. I held the gold medal I had just received for the debate competition and posted it on WeChat Moments. Sis is very busy. Losers, please don't cue me. This post was, as expected, also screenshotted and posted online. My roommate even got her little group of besties to act as her paid trolls. What do you mean? She dropped out for Tsinghua and Peking University. Sounds nice, but wasn't she actually expelled for fighting? Exactly. Does the internet have no memory? The notice saying he was expelled is still up on the school's official website. How could everyone already forget that? What? Jiang Xinqi was expelled. Didn't he drop out on his own? That night, I received a call from an unknown number. Lu Yu, are you really this obsessed with me? I just dumped you. Why? Are you still going on about it? I glanced at my phone. It was 9:30. Don't you have to attend evening self-study? Jiang Xinqi was taken aback, then said arrogantly, Do you think everyone is like you, having to study every minute and every second just to get into college? I smiled. Maybe being an admitted student had made Jiang Xinqi too full of himself. So much so that he had forgotten his own shortcomings. He was admitted through a biology competition, extremely unbalanced in subjects if he were to actually take the college entrance exam. He might not be one. I see you're so focused on internet trends. You probably don't have time to study, right? Hu Yingying took advantage of the trending topic to create an account. The everyday life of a repeat exam couple. The number of followers surpassed 500,000 overnight, and it's still growing. Her vlog content is very rich. Two people have dinner, go on a date, watch a movie, and catch claw machine toys. Does everything, just not studying. I heard things are pretty chaotic over there with Jiang Xinqi. I guess he followed Huiying out to go have fun again. Lu Yu, are you caring about me? I nodded and said, of course I care. Otherwise, on the day you failed to get in, how would I be the first to mock you? Oh, right. Have you lost your memory? Let me correct you. I was the one who dumped you. Jiang Xinqi hung up the phone in anger. I also tossed my phone aside. Then I kept doing practice questions. 09. I was so absorbed in studying that I couldn't pull myself away. Before long, I put Jiang Xinqi out of my mind. I only heard about Jiang Xianqi's family troubles when I went home for the winter break. Who knows which gang he offended? They just showed up demanding money, and when they didn't get it, they started smashing up the house. His mother was so angry she fell ill. My dear, it's a good thing you broke up with him, or this would have been a real disaster. Fell ill from anger. How could I miss out on such a good opportunity to join in the fun? I followed the neighbors to the hospital to visit Jiang Xianqi's mother. Only after arriving did I realize she was lying alone in bed with no one to take care of her. Where's Xianqi? Yes, why haven't we seen her? Jiang Xianqi's mother forced a smile and said, he's busy with his studies. It's fine. I can manage by myself. Oh, your Xianqi is really making progress. Once he gets into Tsinghua or Peking University next year, you'll have one less worry. Yeah, this is the first Tsinghua/Peking University student in our courtyard. I couldn't be bothered to listen to their mutual flattery about business. I made a bathroom escape. As soon as I walked into the bathroom, I heard some unspeakable noises. This won't do here. Someone's coming. Don't worry, it'll be quick. Kiss me, and I'll give you my life. I almost threw up. So, this is what Jiang Xianqi meant by studying. Quite the player. Huh. I deliberately turned on the faucet, and sure enough, I heard them go silent, but after a while, the noises got even louder, not even bothering to avoid being heard. I gave a cold snort and turned to leave. Seeing Aunt Chi walking over, she said, Xiaoya, hurry back. Your mom is looking for you. Okay, Auntie. I watched her walk into the bathroom. Aunt Chi, but she's the biggest gossip in our courtyard. 1, 2, 3. I counted to 3 and a sharp, explosive sound came from the bathroom. Help! Catch the pervert. A man went into the women's restroom. I smiled in satisfaction and let out a laugh. Dragged my parents away. The news that Jiang Xingji went into the women's restroom had spread through the group chat in less than half a day. Jiang Xingji's mother felt ashamed and quietly left the group. My dad kept shaking his head, and my mom kept looking at me with a strange expression. Yaya, you and him. Mom, don't worry. We haven't even held hands. We're perfectly safe. My mom nodded and felt relieved. That's good. That's good. I am a vulgar person. In a relationship. Of course, I want something to happen. With the crush I've had for a long time. But Jiang Xingji would push me away every time. Either say he's not feeling well, or say we're still too young. Thank you, Gu Yingying. If he hadn't been living in celibacy for her sake, I would have been ruined long ago. I think of that scene. I'm just disgusted. 10. I went downstairs to take out the trash and saw Jiang Xingji. Pretend not to see it. Throw the trash away. And run. He called out to me. Xiaoya. I kept walking and he immediately tried to grab me. I spread my stance and he let go in fright, giving a bitter smile. I didn't expect you to hate me this much now. Do you need something from me? He looked at me and said, Xiaoya, there's something I want to ask you to do for me. What? Ying is pregnant. Could you lend me some money? Politely declined. I turned around and walked away. He flew into a rage, grabbed my hand, and said, Lu Yu, when we were dating, you took a lot of gifts from me. You'd better return all of those things to me right now, or I'll call the police and have you arrested. Those junky things he gave, also called a gift. Thinking about it now, it must have been that little green tea. Gu Yingying, who came up with the idea for him. Not the Death Barbie pink lipstick. It looks like a chocolate condom. Once, they even went further and gave me a designer bag with Made in Dingguan, China, written on it. Do you think I'm some kind of junk collector? I pointed at the shoes on his feet and said, Sure, then take off the shoes I gave you first. These are genuine shoes I queued up to grab from the official counter. True authentic. It's not the same as his Dingguan bag. Jiang Xingqi's expression changed. He said, I didn't expect you to be such a worldly girl. Yes, you're not worldly. You're the noblest of all. So, why don't you want to give my shoes back? What? You also know you can't afford shoes. Jiang Xingqi was already full of arrogance. At my provocation, he took off his shoe and threw it at me. Who cares about your shoes? I picked up the shoe and threw it into the trash can. At night, I deliberately took a pair of scissors downstairs. In the stillness of the late night, I saw a suspicious-looking person rummaging around by the trash can looking for your shoes. Jiang Xingqi was startled and turned back, saying somewhat awkwardly, Don't be so self-absorbed. Who cares about your shoes? What are you holding in your hand? He loosened his grip and the shoe fell to the ground. I picked it up and cut it into pieces with scissors. He felt heartbroken. Lu Yu, aren't you just wasting things? I bought it with my own money, and if I want to ruin it, so what? Even if I cut it to pieces, I still won't give it to you. Jiang Xingqi was furious, pointing at me. Lu Yu, don't regret it. LOL. What leverage does he still have to talk to me about whether I regret it or not? 11. I returned to school only to discover that I had been subjected to an online hate campaign. The two of them made a video truth-telling session. We talked about my ex-girlfriend. While talking, Lu Yingying burst into tears. Xingqi, are you still thinking about her? Don't overthink it, but I clearly saw it. She was still looking for you to chat yesterday. Why won't you admit it? The video suddenly stopped at that moment. A group of people rushed into the comments under our school's official account, called me a mistress, forced the school to expel me. The teacher, unable to withstand the pressure, came to me. What on earth is going on between you two? I shook my head, indicating that I didn't understand. I don't know. I blocked him long ago. Maybe he has other girlfriends. The teacher sighed and said, Don't respond, and don't get entangled with them. Focus on preparing for the debate competition. Don't get distracted. I agreed. I never wanted to pay attention to them in the first place, but the online backlash kept getting worse. A post appeared soon after. #LuYuVideo hashtag. Someone said they had obtained an intimate video of me and Jiang Xingqi, and that you could scan the code to join the group and get it. There's actually something like this. How come I don't even know it myself? I also scanned the code to get in. There really is a video. It really is the two of us. AI face swap. The teacher came to me again and said, The public backlash is too strong right now. For this competition, don't go for now. Why? I'd already broken up with him. Why won't he let me go? Jiang Xingqi called me. As long as you apologize to me, I can make all the videos disappear overnight. I sneered. Keep dreaming. 12. I infiltrated all the video groups. I took screenshots of every single thing they said to insult me. Screenshots of each video posted. Gather the evidence. I went to the police station the next day. The police issued a statement. The rumor mongers have all paid the price, but that is still far from enough. I know they were nothing more than scapegoats brought out as sacrifices. The real instigators got off scot-free just because of that video of his ex-girlfriend. They gained 1 million followers. He doesn't repeat a year anymore, either. They live stream selling goods every day. They trample over my flesh and blood and make a killing. And me, after painstakingly preparing for the competition for an entire year, all because of them, even my right to take the stage was revoked. I won't let them get away with it. I found the previous person, the underling of that tattooed older brother from before. I asked him, Do you want to avenge your boss? He nodded and asked me, What do you want me to do? I deliberately staged a scene at the bar after what happened before. Jiang Xingqi is now afraid of losing his life and too scared to fight easily. He is already over 18. If it happens again, it may not be as simple as just paying compensation. So, when the hoodlums came looking for trouble, Jiang Xingqi did not hesitate and shoved Hu Yingying out. Then he ran away, and the male lead I had arranged appeared at that very moment. The guy already had a pretty good foundation, and after my makeover, he was much handsomer than Jiang Xingqi. Hu Yingying didn't recognize him. She thought she had been rescued by a rich second-generation heir. The two of them quickly fell in love. Hu Yingying began following the younger brothers around to all sorts of places to fool around. He opened the door to a new world for her. She quickly came to look down on Jiang Xingqi in order to fit into her world. Jiang Xingqi stopped studying as well, hanging around behind her every day, fooling around. But the underling, after all, wasn't really a rich second-generation heir. I also didn't have that much money to transform him. Soon enough, he showed his true colors. He came to me, sighed, and said, "I'm sorry, I messed it up." I shook my head and said, "No, you did it just right. If it really was the younger brother who ruined her life, I would still have a trace of guilt. I feel like I was the one who harmed her, but now she's dumped little brother. So, from here on out, no matter what price she pays, it has nothing to do with me anymore." I wasn't mistaken. After Xiaodi, Hu Yingying clearly looked down on Jiang Xingqi. Their account had stopped updating for a long time. When I went back home during the holiday, Jiang Xingqi's mother never mentioned her son's goal of getting into Tsinghua or Peking University again. It seemed she also felt that her son had no chance with Tsinghua or Peking University. Hu Yingying began to mingle in social circles. She tried to use her looks to hook up with a rich second-generation heir, and she succeeded. Right downstairs in our residential complex, Hu Yingying got into a sports car. Jiang Xingqi was hunched over, his back view looking desolate. It was at that moment that he saw me. "Xiaoya, long time no see." I ignored him and kept walking forward. He caught up with me and said, "Xiaoya, do I still have a chance?" I thought I must have heard him wrong. "What did you say?" He gave a bitter smile and shook his head. "Lu Yu, if I can get into Tsinghua or Peking University, would you be willing to give me another chance?" I thought he was simply daydreaming. "There's only 1 month left until the college entrance exam. Do you really think you still have a chance?" Jiang Xingqi had changed his ways and stopped looking for Hu Yingying. Every day, he stayed obediently at the repeat year school, sprinting through the final month. Her mother had become arrogant again. Every day, she blustered in the group chat. "Once my son gets into Tsinghua or Peking University, come to my house for a meal." Okay, she even tagged me on purpose. "Xiaoya, Annie knows you've put in so much effort just to get into the same university as Xingqi. It's just a pity that sparrows and swans are destined to live in different worlds. You should find someone to marry as soon as possible and stop deluding yourself." I replied with a smiley face. "Want to make a bet?" "Bet on what?" "Bet your son won't get in. Then, the loser disappears forever." Jiang Xingqi's mother was incredibly arrogant. "Bet it is. Who's afraid of you? Just wait to move out." Crazy. I shook my head and didn't bother arguing with an idiot. 13. Hu Yingying was quickly dumped by the rich second generation. She cried and made a scene, even threatening him. What she got in return was her account being banned across the entire internet. Even the place to make money by playing the victim is gone. She soon went looking for Jiang Xingqi again. Jiang Xingqi told me. She came to me. "Don't worry, Xiaoya, there's only you in my heart. This time, I won't lose myself again." Nerve-wracking. I blocked him. He keeps contacting me with different phone numbers. One comes in. I block it. I'm busy preparing for the CT6 exam right now, so I don't have time to deal with him. A few days later, I heard their latest news. They got back together. This time, they switched to a different account. Hu Yingying carefully prepared a surprise and begged for reconciliation. She recorded the entire process of preparing the surprise on her account. Jiang Xingqi was probably moved by her. At the end of the video, the two of them hugged each other. The comment section was full of blessings. There were also a few videos her. They were also torn apart by CP fans. At night, I received messages from a new, unknown number again. I was only putting on an act with her. "Xiaoya, wait for me." I blocked it again. Where on earth did he get so many phone numbers? The college entrance exam will be here very soon. The night before, Jiang Xingqi called me again. "Xiaoya, could you say good luck to me?" I hadn't even spoken yet. Then a shout came from the other end. Jiang Xinqi, who are you talking to on the phone? Is it Lu Yu? Are you being shameless or what? She's already ignoring you. So, why do you keep looking for her? If you keep acting like this, I won't film videos with you anymore. Let's see where you're going to make your money. Jiang Xinqi was also driven to the point of anger by her words. Shut up. Don't force me. So, what if I force you? You still dare lay a hand on me? I heard the sound of something being overturned over there. Things were shattered all over the floor. The two were wrestling with each other. The girl let out a painful scream. I didn't want to keep listening. Hangs up the phone. Jiang Xini did not take the college entrance exam. Jiang Xini's mother also left the group chat a few days later. She moved out. It wasn't because of our wager. It was because the creditors came knocking and had her house sealed off. Hu Yingying was vain and materialistic. She wanted to fit into the circle of rich second-generation kids, but she had no money. She borrowed a large sum of money from outside. If she couldn't pay it back, she would borrow again, robbing Peter to pay Paul. The interest keeps compounding, getting bigger and bigger, and the guarantor for the loan she took out was Jiang Xini. It was said that she secretly used Jiang Xini's fingerprint while he was asleep. But those things were no longer important. Hu Yingying, an orphan, left the debt collectors with no way to get to her. So, they went after Jiang Xini's mother. As for Jiang Xini, because of his domestic violence, Hu Yingying had a miscarriage, and Hu Yingying sued him. The two of them were in the middle of a lawsuit for the time being. You probably won't have time to retake the exam. As for Tsinghua and Peking University, that's even more of a pipe dream. But all that no longer has anything to do with me because I was going to take the graduate entrance exam 2 years later. I received an admission letter from Tsinghua University and Peking University. On the way home, I saw someone downstairs. Jiang Xini looked much more weathered. He was wearing a white shirt that had been washed yellow. Dark circles hung beneath his eyes, and he looked in very poor condition. He looked at me and said, "You're back. Do you need something from me?" Jiang Xini looked at the envelope in my hand. Inside it was the admission letter. He smiled and said, "Congratulations. You got what you wanted. You've finally gotten rid of me. For reason." The way he said that sounded oddly strange. Jiang Xingqi let out a sigh and said, "Lu Yu, I remember everything now." Goosebumps spread all over my body. He looked at me and said, "But even if in my last life I wronged you, you didn't have to retaliate against me like this, did you? Why didn't you try to rein me in? Why did you just stand by and watch me get fired? Why didn't you like me the most? Why?" He was very agitated. He grabbed my throat. I couldn't catch my breath, and I was about to suffocate. "What are you doing?" A boy rushed over and kicked him flying. "Xiaoya, are you okay? He is my senior. He has been pursuing me, but I still haven't agreed." I shook my head and said, "Nothing. Let's go and ignore the lunatic." Jiang Xingqi really might have gone crazy. He shouted on the ground, "Does he know you've had a child with me?" Senior's face stiffened as he turned back. "What are you talking about?" He wanted to hit him. I held him back. I looked at Jiang Xingqi and said in a calm tone, "Do you now feel it's very unfair? Why is it that even though I'm inferior to you in every way, I could still get into Tsinghua and Peking University while you, a guaranteed admission student, ended up in the state?" Jiang Xingqi gave me a cold smile. "The answer is simple. While you and Hu Ying were wasting your lives, I was preparing for the competition. While you were wasting your talent, I was staying up late doing practice questions. I may not be as smart as you, and I'm not a genius, but I work harder than you. You've probably heard the saying that the early bird catches the worm, right?" Jiang Xingqi still wore a cold smile. "Lu Yu, it's not your place to lecture me. You, a bottom-of-the-barrel student who barely scraped into university. What right do you have? You're just not as good as me. None of you are as good as me. You're all worthless. I'm the only genius. I'm a genius." Jiang Xingqi went mad. He wandered outside the high school gate every day. Whenever he met someone, he would say, "I'm an exempted student. I am a genius. I'm an early admission student at this school. You know, my name's on the honor wall. You know, every day, it was his mother who had to drag him home. His mother's hair turned white overnight, no longer as arrogant as before. Reporters from the TV station have also come to interview several times. A guaranteed admission student dropped out to make a last-ditch attempt at Tsinghua and Peking University, but failed and went insane. This headline, more attention-grabbing than before. Jiang Xinxi's mother scolded them away. After that, I didn't hear any news about them anymore. I heard his mother thought it was embarrassing. He was thrown into a psychiatric hospital then, because they couldn't afford the expensive treatment fees. They took him back to the countryside, and all of that had nothing to do with me anymore, because I have already flown higher and higher. Nothing can hinder my steps of flying. Seeing Hu Yingying's news again, it's on the trending searches. An out-of-fashion internet celebrity was stabbed to death on the street. So, she had gone after a rich second generation again. Only this time, she found a married man, discovered by his wife, and stabbed to death in the street. And the wife had mental health problems. She might as well have died for nothing. An absurd thing, the past shared by the three of us. It was dug up by netizens again. This time, however, the netizens were overwhelmingly on one side. They all called her a mistress. It's understandable. After all, I am now a professor at Tsinghua University and Peking University, teaching free courses online. My students are scattered all over the country and beyond. How could they possibly stand by and watch me get trashed? It's just the truth of the world. What's real and what's fake all depends on people's mouths. The day I trended on the hot search list, my A came looking for me. He handed me a ring. Will you marry me? I shook my head and said, you know I'm against marriage. Senior became anxious and said, I'm different from him. I'll give you freedom. I won't make you a housewife. You can keep doing anything you want to do. Please, marry me. His expression was sincere, but I just smiled and asked in return, why should I let you give me my freedom? There are too many beautiful things in this world. The sky is vast and the sea boundless, and I am free to fly. I want freedom. I want to rise higher. I want to rely on myself forever. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.